Howdy. One of my favorite stories of God's grace is in John 21, when Jesus appeared to the disciples while they were fishing after his resurrection. When he realized it was the Lord speaking to them from the shore, Peter jumped into the sea and swam toward Jesus. After enjoying breakfast together on the beach, Jesus spoke with Peter, questioning him about his devotion to the Lord. Peter declared his love for the Lord, but showed some hesitance. It wasn't too many days since he denied knowing Jesus 3 times. Peter became grieved not being able to quite as confidently to declare his allegiance to the Lord. But the conversation was not bound by Peter's answer. Despite the disciples' timidity, Jesus called him to a higher purpose. Feed my lambs, shepherd my sheep, feed my sheep, Jesus said. 3 times the Lord gave Peter a responsibility. He repeated the message to point to the work he would do through the apostle. 3 times Peter denied Jesus that dark night, and 3 times Jesus called him to serve. As I stood on the beach at Tabgha, the traditional site of Peter's life-changing talk with Jesus, I was overwhelmed by the lavish grace of God he bestows on those who believe in him. I knelt and picked up 3 rocks from the beach as a memorial tool of the weakness in my flesh to follow Jesus. For I too deny Jesus at moments in word and deed. But the 3 rocks also signify God's faithfulness, the greatness of his grace to make me whole. And despite my failures, he makes me an instrument of helping others grow in their faith. I've read that passage many times and been moved by the Spirit of God in gratitude and energized to serve him more faithfully. But there was something about standing on the shore of the Galilee near that spot and looking at these rocks, the place where Jesus and Peter chatted that day, that moved me in a way that reading the pages of Scripture in the book cannot. Being in the land where Jesus walked opened my eyes in a fresh way to his grace and his goodness, and I long to share that with you. I invite you to join Jared and I on our Jordan Israel trip in 2026 so that you too can walk along the Galilee and in Jerusalem and many more sites that you might have a better understanding of truth. We would love to have you on the trip. We would love to walk with you in these cool places, and we'd like to enjoy what it is to, again, appreciate differently what it is that God has worked through time and on the earth to help us follow him faithfully.